Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today from the Warren County Sheriff's Office, we have Terry Fritts and Roger Vorous. I got that right. See, I told you I wouldn't butcher it too bad.
You did good.
I did good. I know there's something missing. No Robbie Seal, so we can pick on him today.
Sure.
It's always a good thing to do.
It's always better when he's not here.
I know.
It'll go a lot faster.
We'll go short. So what are we going to talk about today?
So today we have our triad ceremony that will be coming up September 1st. It's the Triad Commission ceremony. What that's going to be is the Attorney General Jason Miyares is going to be up here. He's going to be rechartering our local Front Royal Warren County Triad group. So our Triad group is to help keep our seniors safe.
Right.
We started the group, I believe, back in 1998, but it was between SAAA, or the Shenandoah Area Agency on Aging, the Sheriff's Office, and the Front Royal Police Department. But that left out the component of the Attorney General. Right. And the Attorney General is the one who started the program initially. So we never had a formal charter with the Attorney General's office, so this will solve that problem. Okay. So the Front Royal Police Department, Sheriff's Department, and we're also bringing in the Warren County Fire and Rescue. They are going to now be a part of our triad.
Well, that'd be great, right? I see some of the meetings. We've talked to some of the other people that are on the commission are there, and it's great. I know Robbie's involved, Carol Miller, and several others. The list is long. I mean,
yes.
It's kind of one of those best kept secrets that really, unless it affects you directly, you don't really know what's going on. So there's a lot of work that goes beyond the scenes in Front Royal in our county, just helping people that we don't know about, kind of like the Good Samaritan there.
Yes. Amen.
So Roger, tell us a little bit about what you brought. You brought a big long list.
I did. What I want to talk about this morning is the sheriff has approached me in reference to getting some training together for our faith-based community.
Okay.
I'm sure it's on a lot of people's minds, and so what we want to do is we want to send out an invite for all the faith-based community that's interested in maybe looking at some different security for the churches.
Okay.
And what we want to do is I want to set this training up. And training is September the 19th and the 22nd, be from 6 to about 9, about 3 hours. PM.
Yeah, we don't get up that early.
No, that's true. Yeah. Well, some people do.
I know seniors do.
Yeah.
It's because they go to bed at 7 o'clock at night, like I do.
I'm not far from it.
I know. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? The older we get, the earlier we go to bed. I don't know about that. Anyway, go on. We won't talk about old people because that's what we are. But let's this faith-based initiative of doing these training. You see a lot of that going on. People are concerned because we've had these national issues around the country with people are, the bad guys are coming into churches. Who would ever think that? And just never would happen in the past. And now it's, I guess they go where the people are and do things. But there's a lot of situations. People just leave their guard down.
That's it.
Sometimes what it is, and they don't really pay attention to what's happening to them at malls and churches.
Right.
They just, they're caught up in the moment. I think is what it is.
Yeah, and they are, and that's one of the topics on the training that I'm going to be doing is, are you a soft target? And that's what you have to look at to find ways to make yourself not a soft target.
Right.
And with that is that there's different things that we're going to bring up in this training that can do a site survey of the property. And what we're going to do is just give some pointers, some tips, and advice. I'm not saying this is the way you're going to have to do it, but just...
But it also includes things that happen in emergencies and little things like when the electric goes off, all of a sudden the room is pitch dark because they don't have an emergency light. I mean, little things like that. And electricities go off when there's sometimes emergencies and situations that people do. The bad guys do things like that.
Oh, yeah.
You see it all the time in the movies, so obviously that's real life, but it does, based on true facts. Let's put that.
And it is exactly, and that's the thing is that to train someone because knowledge is world of what you need as far as to help you out on taking care of some things.
Sure.
So with that, just given the knowledge of saying, okay, this is what you should look for, or this is a possibility, this could be something to be aware of, and like I say, just doing a site survey of the property and stuff, just give them pointers and say, maybe you need to cut those shrubbery back a little bit, or maybe you need a lighting over here or something. And then on the other side, as you mentioned, if you have somebody, an intruder in the church, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with somebody trying to get in church? And do you have a lockdown on the church or anything? So there's things.
Sometimes, we have a lot of people that have some mental issues sometimes. And, most churches, the doors are open, come on in, and that's what we want. But at the same time, we just seem to have a tremendous amount of people with some sort of mental disorder that are walking the streets aimlessly. And a lot of times they'll walk into these assemblies. And then sometimes if they're touched or just not the right way, they go off sometimes. Yes. And that's one of these emergencies that you can't always call 911. You need to deal with some of these things so that you don't get hurt.
Right.
And so I'm sure you cover things like that. And that's probably more likely than active shooter situations, but we need to know about that too. I mean, we've seen that, and we believe, it won't happen in Front Royal, but emergencies do happen as situations come up, and it's important to have a little bit of training. It goes a long way. I think it's an important thing to do, just because you never know. Sometimes I know people that it's like CPR, you got trained 20 years ago and it never happened. I'll never need it. And all of a sudden they're in a situation 20 years later and the training comes back,
Yes.
At least they know to dial 911, But, little things, and you see kids do it, call 911, and they've just been trained to respond to these situations, even though it's been years or months before the training. So.
Yes. Amen.
But sometimes it's nice to have a refresher just to see what the current best practices are.
Well, we used to do the CPR is a good example. It used to be so many compressions and now it's, forget the breathing, do this. They found out that, a lot of more damage sometimes occurs than good on different things. So it's good to have that. That's a great idea. That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's great. It's this little triad thing and seniors, because we have more seniors than we have young people, I think.
Right. Possibly.
Us baby boomers are getting up there, and our generation is dying out, but there's a lot of us.
And the Triad program has been around for quite a while. We've been doing these events at least once a year. We've had a big training seminar to offer training to our seniors to help keep them safe. Because that's kind of what the mission of Triad was. It was started by the Attorney General to help keep the seniors safe, knowing that our seniors are our target population for frauds, scams, and any other criminal activity. They're usually an easier prey. So they started the Triad program and brought in community resources, law enforcement, fire and rescue, and just trying to strengthen the bond between the community, the seniors, and offer them services to keep them safe.
That's great. It's a good idea, because you're right. My mother, she's 92, but she loves that Facebook, and she'll see, that's just so neat, and she'll click, and I spend every week cleaning viruses off her computer. Or they call her on the phone to fix her computer because they clicked on something, and they were so nice and helpful, and their credit card gets charged, for the $29 a month forever, and also, what is this charge? Oh, that nice man, he helped me on my computer. I said, that's a situation that you don't need that. Don't click on anything, but it's things like that. I mean, it's just taking advantage of people that really don't know.
So we're going to try to address some of those concerns on September 1st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is the commission signing ceremony with the Attorney General, but the Attorney General himself is going to be there presenting on scams and frauds and opiates and what it is from his office that he can provide to assist the general public. So come out and see us September 1st, 11 to 1. It's going to be at the Warren County Government Center in the boardroom.
Okay.
And space will be limited, so it's going to be a first-come, first-served basis, so get there early if you want to get a seat.
Yeah, well, we'll be there with our camera.
Okay.
Another thing good, you're getting the Attorney General. We've had the governor, and we've had, like today, our Senator Tim Kaine's going to come in and see Mrs. Banks about the George Banks Boulevard thing. Mm-hmm. It's just good to bring people into our community because, if not, you get off the radar. And so sometimes they see and you make them aware of a situation, and you just want to make sure that we're getting our piece of the pie, so to speak. But again, bringing people awareness of situations that are unique to our topography or whatever. Right. Our population is maybe a little different than somebody else. Our rivers and bridges and roads get it kind of in the way. and maybe we have a unique situation that, it'll stick up in there, and then 10 years down the road, that Front Royal, they got one of those things, and maybe we'll go there. So you just never know. It all helps to spread the word and how great our community is. So it's a great thing to get get our leaders of our government into our community to check things out, and also let them know that we're keeping an eye on them.
Yes, amen. Amen.
Yeah. So Roger, what do you do at the sheriff's department? Because you've been hidden, so I don't think the sheriff or Robbie lets you out too much in the public.
Yeah, they keep me back in the back, and they pull me. The old saying that in case of emergency, break glass. So they use me for that point. I'm retired. I'm retired back in 2017. I retired as a captain with the sheriff's office. And the new sheriff brought me back in as a training sergeant.
Right.
So I'm the training sergeant. So I oversee the training inside the office itself in the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, he approached me with this, and this is just right in my wheelhouse because I'm also head of security at my church.
Right.
I think that the more information we get out to the faith-based community and the people, it's going to help. I mean, any information you get is, it's useful, and that's why on September the 19th and the 22nd, we're going to do this training at the Warren County Sheriff's at the Public Safety Building,
right,
up in the community room up there. So we're going to do the training up there, and it's not like I have all the questions or all the answers to the questions, but it gets people thinking.
Let's start the dialogue.
It gets people thinking.
Start thinking about it. That's what we want, and we'll cover that. We'll keep the public informed as best we can, and hopefully people will take advantage of these trainings and these meetings and things. Because, like I said, a little bit of knowledge goes a long way. So we need to seek wisdom. We need to seek it out,
Amen.
And ask for it. So I wanted to point out Roger's also the chaplain at the sheriff's department. So
yes, sir.
That's a good thing to keep that in mind. And I noticed that we're starting to open some of our governmental meetings now with a prayer.
Amen.
And so that's a great movement. I think we need to get back to that and realize that we're not alone.
Amen.
I like that bumper sticker, though. Man plans and God laughs.
That's so true.
So true. We think we can change the world or change the planet,
Yeah.
Things are in motion. We really appreciate it. So September 1st, that's a Thursday. Wow, Thursday night, September 1st at the Government Center at 6 o'clock.
11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
6 o'clock at yours. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Government Center, September 1st. That is like around the corner.
Yes, very close.
Man, this year has gone so fast. And then Roger's going to have the faith-based training at the sheriff's office. He calls it the Public Safety Building because the fire and rescue, everyone's up there.
It's up there, yes.
And they have a nice big meeting room. It's very nice and got a beautiful view. And it's a great and that's on the 19th.
It's the 19th and the 22nd.
Oh, so we have 2 days.
I'm going to do 2 nights.
All right. So that's a night. What day of the week is that on?
That's going to be on a Monday and on a Thursday.
Okay. Monday night, Thursday night. And that goes from 6.
About 6 to 9 is average. We'll see how
late they can keep their eyes open. Right?
Yes.
All right. It's great. We got all these things going on. We'll put the information again here in the bottom of the story so you can click on there and read it again and have all the times. Put it in your calendar. Mark it down. It's great work. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing.
And if anybody has any questions for faith-based training or have a request for any faith-based training, reach out to the Warren County Sheriff's Office, 540-635-4128. Ask for Sergeant Vorous if it's for some faith-based training, and we'll try to arrange some sort of training for you guys. And if you want to join Triad or come to some of the Triad meetings, we have monthly meetings. Reach out to Lieutenant Robbie Seal or myself, Sergeant Fritts, same phone number.
Right. We'll put all that there where they can get it so they don't have to try to memorize that, but it's great. We'll put that in. It's always good. I know Robbie's got a lot of activities. He loves that.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to grow the Triad program. We want more community partners. So if any businesses or any services that service any seniors that has an interest in joining our Triad program, we'd love to have you. It's a great resource. It helps get the word out, and we need the extra help with Triad. So
sure.
Come join us.
It's great. It's great work. And again, you never know. You might get in one of these programs and you'll be a volunteer.
Well, it's a great networking opportunity because we sit down and we'll roundtable problems, and I may not be able to offer a solution to the problem because it may not be a law enforcement problem, but one of our group members might be able to. So there could be business that could be had out of it. So it's a great networking solution.
Right. You don't have to be old to go to these things.
You could be a caregiver. You could be part of like the infrastructure for the healthcare system in some way.
Remember, we touch.
Or you just have to have an interest in taking care of seniors.
Yeah.
Because
you will be there one day.
We all get there.
We all get there.
You think?
Well, again, I appreciate everything you do and the things that Sheriff Butler has pushed a lot of these community. It's all part of this community policing effort and community networking and just making our community better. So I think that's a great thing. Again, thanks again, Roger and Terry, for coming in. And
Thank you.
And we'll see you
Glad
next
to be
month.
Here.
All right.
See you.
Sounds great.
Maybe Robbie will come back.
Maybe. I'll see if I can drag him along.
All right. Thanks again.
Thanks again.